Hello guys, welcome back to my video. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain about how to make a Vigenère cipher in Python. So we can say Vigenère cipher is the big bro to Caesar cipher because it is a better version of it. So they both are used to encrypt and decrypt messages, but the system that they use to do that differs. So in Caesar cipher, we know that we enter a key and a letter will be shifted based on that key. So if I say A, the first letter is A, and the key is 3, that means that A will be shifted 3 forward. So B, C, D. So it'll be changed to D. Then when we decrypt, we start from D and go back 3 to A. And if you want to know how to make that, I have a video about it. So it'll card that you need to touch here or here. So watch that before you watch this because that will give you that's the bare bones, and now this is getting more complex. So now when we go to the Vigenère cipher, it is a way of encrypting alphabets by using simple form of polyalphabetic substitution. So we substitute letters by letters. So we know that in Caesar cipher the key is a number, but here it's a letter. That's why it's called polyalphabetic substitution. It was originally described by Giovan Battista Belaso, I hope I didn't butcher that, in 1553. Then it was misattributed to Blaise de Vigenère in the 19th century. So a Vigenère cipher, each letter in the plain text that is given is shifted according to the letters of a keyword. For example, if the keyword is key, this is the key. So to break it down, there's a keyword, that's the key. Then the keyword, we set it to key. The letter is key. The word is key. Then our plain text, or the thing we're going to encrypt or decrypt, is hello. So the letter H in hello would be shifted by the position of K in the alphabet. E would be shifted by the position E in the alphabet. L would be shifted by the position of Y, and so on. So H will be shifted by K, and then E will be shifted by E, and then there's an L, and L will be shifted by Y, and then there's another L, so we start again. L will be shifted by K until it ends. So this makes a Vigenère cipher more secure than substitution ciphers, Caesar cipher, because the encryption of each letter is dependent on a variable key, which is a letter which will have more frequency, and it'll be harder to break. So now I want to show. Now let's start coding. Before that, let me show you a sneak peek on what we're going to be making. So this is what we're going to be making. Let's run. And as you see, the interface, so there's a dark mode and light mode, and over here it says Malik Tunas Kaboom, which means put in the text, put in the plain text, and then it works in Amharic. So so let's say salam, which means hi, and then the key, the key is a letter too. That's a word too. So let's say so let's say banana, and then now there's 3 buttons. Malak Tunisher, that means that delete everything. Amaster means encrypt. Let's encrypt, and this is what we get. So the letter sa is shifted by the letter ba, and la shifted by la, m shifted by la. Now, so now if we copy this and paste it here, then we decrypt it, we get the original text. So now if you want, you can change this to English, and then there's the alphabet. You can change it to A, B, C, D, so it'll be in English. Now there's some assets you're gonna download, the on and off button, so I will link that in the description. To create this, we're gonna make a new folder to put in our assets and everything. So now let's click on Control K-O, then let's go to anywhere you want. We're gonna make a new folder. We're gonna call that V. You can say whatever, you can call it whatever you want, and then let's wait. We're gonna make a new file. We're gonna call that v.py. Again, you can name anything whatever you want. Then we're gonna make an assets folder for the images. So let's drag and drop the assets. add to folder workspace. So the assets are just the off and the on button. So if you want, you can just go to the link in the description and download these, or you could search online for them. Okay, I accidentally made a folder. Okay, it's in the workspace actually. So now let's go to v.py, and then there's things. So now after dropping the assets, now let's go to the coding part. So we need some libraries. So custom tkinter, it's very good for GUI, big bro to tkinter, and from tkinter import asterisk because we need tkinter too, because the on and on button don't function for custom tkinter. Now next we need OS, so the letters. So now let's put the letters at A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can type it out. Now I'm just gonna copy it. Also with the Amharic alphabet. Then next we have on, which means the true false means if it's on, that means it's light. Off, that means it's dark mode. Then we need a screen. It's gonna be a CTK. So after that, let's make a geometry for it. So it's gonna be 600 by 600. Let's run. Oh, forgot the main loop. Screen.main loop. So it doesn't. It'll only stop until the X button is clicked. So this is what we want. Neat. Now let's go to the coding part. So now we need a resource path function because we can open up the off and on images. So we need the relative path first. Then we need the base path will be get AR. Then it takes in sys, and then it takes this. This is the name. Then there's this based on the dir name, so it's gonna be absolute path, and then the file. So we will need the relative path later. Return os.path.join base path and the relative path. Next, let's put in the on and off images. So it's gonna be photo image file. We're gonna use the resource path, and then assets slash on.png, and for off the same thing. File calls to resource path assets slash off.png. Now we're gonna say screen.title. The title, what's the title gonna be? It's gonna be an encode, decode, app. Next, we're gonna make the switch function. So define switch. This function is what's gonna make the on true or false, making it dark and light mode. So we're gonna make it global because we're gonna access it outside the function, and we're gonna change it outside the function. Then if it's on, that means that the button config image equals to off, and the BG is gonna be this color. And then we're gonna make these variables later. Just type what I'm typing. Then we're gonna configure this to light mode. We're gonna make a text, and that we're gonna change it to light mode. Then we'll set the appearance mode light. This is from the custom tkinter, and it has this dark mode and light mode feature, so we can add that too. Then after that, we're gonna make it on. We're gonna set the on to false because it was already true. Next, we're gonna say else. If it is false, that means it's dark mode. So image will be on, and then BG will equal 2424. That's a black color. Make another text. We're gonna configure the text to be dark mode, and then we're just gonna set the appearance mode to dark. Then on will be true. Now let's make those variables. So LB means the text. This is gonna be the text. So CTK label is gonna be outputted on this the screen. The text is gonna be dark mode at first. The font will equal inter semi bold. This is a font. You can download it, or you can just change this to Arial if you want. Next, we're gonna place it. So the placing position, we're gonna use relative x. We're gonna put this at 0.1, relative y 0.6, and anchor. The anchor is gonna be at center. So the anchor, this argument should be lowercase, not uppercase. Now let's make the button. The button is going to be a button. This when it's not a CTK button. It is a button because we cannot change the image using a CTK button, but we can using the tickinters. Where is it going to be outputted? Screen. Then we can input the text. It's going to be empty because there's not going to be any text because it's already on the image. Then after we put in the text, let's change the image. First, it's going to be at on. And this is we're gonna make a BD. We're gonna set it to 0, and then command. It has a function, and the function is switch. So when it's clicked, the switch, but the switch function is ran. Then the BG, the background of this, we're gonna just set it to 242424 because the the custom tickinter's dark mode is this color. And then let's place it. So relative x 0.1, relative y 0.15, and anchor we're gonna put it at center. So let's see our progress. As you see, it's working. Dark mode and light mode feature is working now. Okay, the text should be on here, not there. So we have a typo. Oh, it's place 0.1 and 0.06, not 0.6. Let's make a dictionary, and we're gonna zip it so we can shift letters. So the first one is letter to index. It's gonna be a dict, and then it's gonna be we're gonna zip it. So what we're gonna zip is gonna be the letters. So the letters over here will be assigned to a number. So 1 A, 2 B, so we can access it better. Now it's based on range on letters. So it's gonna make a loop. So based on the lengths. So if there's 26 plus that 300 something. So 1 will be 0, then 300 times. Next, we're gonna make the encrypt function. So to make the encrypt function, we say define encrypt. Then we're gonna take the letters, the letter to index, and the index to letter. So let me tell you the difference. The letter to index means the first is the letter A is assigned to 0. Now index to letter is 0 is assigned to A. See the difference? Now we can say index to letter. The key will be code.get, and then the screen, there's gonna be a screen 1. CTK, we're gonna make it a top level, and then where is it printed on the screen? Screen 1.title. The title is gonna be encryption. This is what pops up after we click on the encrypt button. Screen 1.geometry. This is gonna be another screen, so it's gonna be at 500 x 400, smaller than the main screen. Screen 1.resizable. False. So what this does is add the width and height. We cannot resize it. We cannot make it longer, and we cannot make it. We cannot extend to the side. Screen 1.configure. So just put it in the screen. Message will equals to text1.get. Text1.get. Then this we're gonna make all of these variables that we see here later. So the encrypted is first empty. Then we're gonna split the message. So this is a list comprehension, and we're gonna open the message. Then I plus len key. Then out of here for I in range of 0 to len of message to len of key. So if you really want to know what the split message mean is, so there's message. This is the string that's gonna be split up. Then there's the key, another string representing some key of the delimiter used to split the message. Then there's this range 0 len message len key. This creates a range of numbers starting from 0 up to the length of the message with a step size equal to the length of the key. This means that it will iterate, it will loop over the message string with intervals equal to the length of the key, else it will do it again. Then the message I plus len key. This is a less comprehension syntax. So it iterates over the range of numbers in step 3. For each iteration, it takes a slice of message string starting from the current index, which the current index is I, and ending at I plus len of key. So this effectively splits the messages into chunks of lengths equal to the key. So if the key is 3 letters and the message is 6, what it does is, based on the key, it'll separate it two times. So the 6-letter word is purple, Purple. So it's gonna separate into 2 chunks. So PUR equal to the key, then it does its function. Then another PLE again, so it can be equal to the key. So if it's 7 letters, 3 and then 1 left. So that's how it's gonna do that. So now let's make a for loop. So for each split in split message, I will be 0 at first, then for letter in each split. So every letter in the each split, letter will equal to the letter to index. This is the one letter to index by the letter. This is a dictionary, do not forget. Okay, let's just add a parentheses and do not save because it'll put it up. Next, we're gonna add it to letter to index of the key of I. So I will increment by 1 based on the chunks, and then we're gonna take the modulus of len of the letters. So let's just add a parentheses just in case. So what's gonna happen after this happens, you know how many this is? Let's say it's 300. If it goes above 300, it will start from the beginning. Then after that, the encrypted will after each letter, it will be add on to encrypted based on the index to letter of the letter. I plus equal 1. So it starts from, if it's ABC, A does it, then again B, C until it ends. Next, let's make a CTK label. It's gonna be displayed on screen 1, and it's gonna be a text, and it's gonna be the encrypted. Then the font, we'll set it to Ethiopic Hewa because it can support Amharic. Now because we didn't make it a variable, we can just put place on top of it. So it's gonna be relative x 0.5, relative y 0.1, and anchor, not the capital one, the small letter case, to center. Next, we're gonna make a text tool. Then it's gonna be a CTK text box with x and y scroll bars. This means that we can scroll through it. It's gonna be on the screen 1. The font, let's set it to Ethiopic Hewa cause it's gonna be maybe output it Amharic. And the size, let's set it to 25. So, and then the width, let's place it because it's a variable. We're gonna call it again, then place it. And now we're just gonna use x 60, then y 70. Then we're gonna insert the encrypted. This is the text that's gonna be onto it. Now let's make another function. We're gonna call this copy to clipboard. So there's gonna be a copy. There's gonna be a copy button. Then after we click it, this function will be ran. What we're gonna do is simple screen 1 dot clipboard dot clear. First we're gonna clear, then we're gonna append. So append means add. So we're gonna add it to our clipboard. And what are we gonna append? Whatever the text is. Now we're gonna make the copy function. So this is gonna be a CTK button. Next, it's going to be outputted on what? The screen 1. The font, Ethiopic Hewa, so it supports Amharic. And the text size is going to be 30. Let's make the text. You can call this copy. So I just used Google Translate, and this is what came. The height, there's going to be height. Let's set the height to 60. And the command, when we click on it, what's going to happen? Copy to clipboard. Okay, after this, we're just gonna place it, and then this is gonna end finally. So we're gonna use a relative x 0.5. This means that the center, and then a relative y 0.8, then anchor again center. So now we're gonna make the decrypt function. So then typing all of this again, we're just gonna copy and paste this, but we're gonna change. So the change is gonna be that let's just call this decrypted. And let's call this decrypt, and then decrypt will equal this decrypted. Okay, actually here I know why it's white. Let's just say encrypted. Also this, we're gonna call it decrypted. Now let's go to the main screen. So this is the first thing you see after clicking. So we're gonna call this the main screen function because it's the main screen. So for this, we're gonna have some global variables. Say def reset, that means this is a reset function. Then what's gonna show is code.set empty, and then text1.delete. Very simple. Now let's make the button. So it's we're gonna say ctk label screen text equals to put in your message. So actually we're gonna call this later. This is actually the text, your message. Then the font, let's set this to inter semi bold. So let's just copy this just in case I'm wrong at the spelling. And the size, let's put it to 40. And then because it's not a variable, they're just gonna click on place, and then it's gonna be placed on rel x 0.5, rel y 0.1, and we're gonna anchor it again at center, the pivot. So now let's make the text one variable. It's going to be a ctk entry. This is a text box that we enter our text, and then it's going to be displayed in the main screen. And then the font, let's say Ethiopic Hua, and then make it 32. So the width 305, the height 70. And we're going to place this rel x 0.5 and rel y 0.22. Anchor again, center. ctk label again. This is gonna be screen text put in your key wolf. And actually let's go right here and then just change it to Ethiopic. Like the font again, it's gonna be Ethiopic. Then the size, let's make it 45. So again, this is not a variable, so we're just gonna place it. The rel x is gonna be 0.5, but the rel y. Now let's make the code. Code is going to be a string var. This is a string variable. This will store our code. For the code, it's going to be a ctk entry. It's going to be in the screen. The text variable. This is different. The text variable is code, so whatever is in here will be stored the code. Then the width, let's say 150. The font, inter semi bold. You can change the font to whatever you want. Inter semi bold is a downloadable one. But you can just change it to Arial because it's already downloaded to your computer or PC. Now, comma. Then we're gonna place it. We're gonna place it at the center in the X position, but L down. So 0.47 on the Y axis. Anchor. Let's set it to center. Neat. So this is the button to encrypt. So it has the function of encrypting. And then let's say decrypt. And then let's say maybe 0.75, and the y-axis 0.85 is the good position. Copy this again and paste. So this is gonna be clear. It's gonna clear the text boxes, so they're gonna be all empty. And this, let's just say decrypt for this one, and the command encrypt, let's just say this is gonna be the reset function that we made right over here just minutes ago. Now what we're gonna do is screen resizable. So just change the resizableness. It's gonna be false, meaning that we're not gonna resize on the width and height. Now than saying this, we can just run the main screen because it does everything for us. Now let's run and check for bugs, because I'm sure that there are bugs. So let's go to index to letter. Oh, okay. The problem is with the parentheses. So let's just add an extra parentheses here and delete a parentheses from here. Okay. Now again, let's run. Oh no! What? Oh, we actually forgot to add a geometry here, so we can actually know the size. Okay, neat. Now there's some positioning problems, and say just message, and let's just say key. The problem with this one is we forgot to anchor it to center. Let's run. Let's see if it's fixed. Okay, now the decrypt. The encrypt is actually pretty good. Now the decrypt function is down. 0.75 and 0.65. Okay, let's run. Now in the clear, the clear is 0.475 actually. Now let's run. Neat. So I guess these are a little bit too big, so let's just change the text size to 25, 25, 20 to 10 pixels less. Let's run. Let's say hi in Amharic, and then let's put the gulf as this banana, and then let's encrypt. So the encryption is not working. The problem is with these for loop functions. So you can pause the video and copy paste this. There was a typo. Now let's just copy this again and then paste it to here, but changes to decrypted because there's no encrypted function. So the decrypted, because it's decrypt, we have to subtract. So and now let's run and check it out. So let's just put in salam and then put in our key banana, and then let's copy this, and Mr. Fatah, we get salam back. So this is the end of our video. The Vigenère Cipher is working. I hope you liked this video. So if you did, click like, subscribe, and share my video so more people could watch it. So this is the end. If you want the full source code, it's in the link in the description. Bye.